What's happening, y'all? This your man Tedashii, and you are watching Mwendo Radio Backstage. Don't go anywhere.
Everybody lends an ear. I want to thank you in advance for letting us make it clear to y'all on the Mwendo Radio Show.
You brought that up, kind of the start of, you know, the whole Reach Records situation, and you saying, yo, I never even thought this was going to happen, man. How did that unfold? Like, I know, you know, you, Lecrae, Sho, I know y'all were good friends in college and all of that stuff, but just kind of walk people through, like, you know, those early days, man, and you getting into this.
Yeah. Man, I was over at, there's a pastor by the name of Tedashii Lewis at Blue Prayer Church in Atlanta, and he was in Texas at the time. And man, I was at his house just reading and studying, and Lecrae popped in the room and was like, yo man, what are you doing? And I said, nothing, just reading. And so he's like, look, I need you to write 16 bars. And I was like, for what? Why do I need to write music? He said, well, I'm working on an album and I want you to be on a song. And I was like, okay, I guess I could do that. And so I started writing, and Crae assumed I could write a rap because we would freestyle after the Bible studies. Me, him, Sho, the other cats on the yard. We would all freestyle. So I wrote a verse. It was actually the verse for Represent, and we went in and did it. And he was like, man, that was dope. That was nice. And there was even a little shock in his face, and there was a ton of shock in mine that it went out so well. And that was my first time to ever record in a booth, have an engineer, somebody giving me instructions, somebody helping me figure out, like, I didn't even know what stacks was. They was like, stack it. I was like, what's a stack? What do I do? I don't know what to do. And so they was trying to coach me on how to stack my verse. It was all bad, but I did it. And then after doing that, they said, yo man, so this label is starting, do you want to be a part of it? And I was like, no, I like doing college ministry. My plan is to finish school, go to seminary, work on staff at a church. I'm just gonna run that route. I appreciate it, but if you're doing a concert in the area, I'll go with you. I'll share the gospel. I'll talk to cats after the concert's over. You just let me know. I'm down to be a part of. But he just kept pushing and pushing. And so I was like, all right, well, I won't do that, but if you do this compilation you've been talking about, I'll do something on that. Did the compilation, and it really was right after the compilation was finished that I had another conversation with Crae and then Ben Washer, the guy at the label, over the label, and I was like, all right, I'm in. I'll just see what's up. And I'd already spoken to my pastor, a couple elders, and they all were willing to say, we support this. Here's a contingency plan, a way for you to say, hey, this isn't for me. Here are things that I would say would be signs of whether or not you should continue. At the time I was dating, about to propose to my wife, and so, or, you know, girlfriend at the time, and so she was even in support of, and I don't know, the Lord kept opening doors, man. I had concerts before I had albums. I was performing remixes I did on my own of Crae songs and cross movement songs and just a bunch of different stuff, trying to say, man, I want to go in and talk to people about the Lord, but they won't let me through the door without music, so I guess I got to run this route and see what happens. So that's kind of how it popped off, and from that we were already brothers. We were already, you know, accountability partners, roommates, and this now, fast forwarding to this year, their love and support and care through all of what I went through and am going through, it's not anything uncommon to me, but it's very uncommon to the world, and even to some people, the body at large. And so for me, I didn't necessarily assume or expect nothing more than to be loved on, and they went above and beyond what I thought that meant. So